This is a quote from Russell Vought, who's the new OMB guy. He's the guy who's from Claremont, who's really obsessed with the unitary executive theory. He's the big guru behind this entire project. This is a direct quote from him. We want the bureaucrats to be traumatically affected. When they wake up in the morning, we want them not to want to go to work because they are increasingly viewed as the villains. We want their funding to be shut down. We want to put them in trauma. I mean, I've never heard.
Yeah, no,
I have never heard. Now, I've heard people in government say, we have got to really crack down on this out-of-control spending. We've got to really do this. We've got to resist the civil... But I've never heard anyone in any government say we want to traumatize the people who work for us.
2 questions for you. I would love to hear your answer to these questions. One is, why would he feel that way? And 2 is, why does not do our citizens not rebel? Why does not that become a cause in the country? Why are people happy to have, as director of OMB, the person who sits in a way as the spider in the middle of the web, because he controls any money that gets spent inside the government comes through him? Why would we allow it? But first, why do you think? You know some libertarians. He's a Heritage Foundation person. It's a Claremont conservative tradition here. These are not your old school libertarians. No, they're not. These are people dedicated to the empowerment of the president vis-a-vis all the other instruments of government, right?
And believe that the president should seize control of everything within the executive branch that is currently funded by the Congress, and often, like USAID, that is actually controlled by the Congress and he's actually monitored by the Congress independently of the executive. Now, there are some interesting questions there that you could, I think, in good faith talk about. To what extent does the executive branch have to have one person in authority? But the general view is that the president has been crippled since Watergate. In fact, Vaught's view is the president's been crippled ever since Marbury versus Madison. He does.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure. You read what he's written. It's 2 centuries of abuse. The Constitution has been abused for 2 centuries because we haven't had a president who can do anything he wants, including impounding funds by the Congress, not spending the money that the Congress has said to spend, not spending it on what the Congress has told him to spend. In other words, assuming Article 1 powers, whereas in fact he is actually in Article 2.
So the answer to the question is, you want to traumatize the workforce so they're terrified of the president so he can control them better. But it's a funny thing because I don't know anybody who's thought to be gifted at running a large institution who would start by terrifying their employees. That would not be an effective way to actually get things done. It would have a lot of effects, but
let's just think about foreign policy, for example. Have you know anyone that would start an administration by attacking every ally we've ever had with vicious rhetoric, treating Canada. I mean,
they're terrifying. Those Canadians.
Used to be a South Park joke. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. It's not a real country anyway. It turns out he's in private. He's actually talking about the border. He wants to expand. He wants to change the border for some fucking goddamn reason. He has nothing. They're assailing the UK. They're assailing France. They're assailing Germany. Vance goes to Germany, one of the most important allies we have in the fucking world. Sorry, I don't understand this. Is it good foreign policy to alienate literally everybody on the planet and then think you're going to, if a crisis emerges or if something happens, you can call on them to help?
Yeah, no.
I mean, what are they talking? What are they doing?
So that rhymes with their approach to the federal workforce. It doesn't seem, on the face of it, an effective strategy.
No,
it is a strategy.
It's stupid.
It seems stupid. It does seem stupid.